Voices are heard, and the real starts here. The real starts here. The real starts here. No filter, no fear. Truth in the mic, let the whole world hear. Stories unfold, voices sincere. Welcome to the place where the real starts here. From life and love to the latest news. Community voices, different views. Breaking it down so we all stay clear. Honest conversations live right here. Speak your truth, let it be known. This is the space where your voice has a home. No judgment here, just real and clear. Real talk with Tamara, the real starts here. Real talk with Tamara. Real people. Real stories. Real truth.
Hello, you guys. Yeah, I decided to come on for a little while because I want to talk about 30's Bond, Yo Gotti thinking about dropping an album, and the and Pooh Shiesty Bond getting denied. But y'all know we always wait like 5 minutes. How is everybody doing? We'll stay on for about an hour. Y'all know we normally wait like 5 minutes. I'm gonna talk about Yo Gotti first, okay? Because I heard that he is hey James Strange, hey Miss Gigi. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me. I haven't seen you in a long time, James and Iris. Hey Leo Thompson. I hadn't seen you in a long time. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Whew. Oh, y'all. Today I had a long day today. Such a long day today. You guys, I wanted to start off by talking about Yo Gotti. Now, somebody sent me something. Let me pull it up. Talking about Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti has leaked an album, or is supposed to drop an album. Oh my goodness. She reached out to me today. Let's see. Hold on, maybe this is it right here. Okay, TL Graphics digital creator. At Yo Gotti's CM. Okay, so they're saying that he's supposed to drop an album allegedly that's CM11, front cover, art design, track list cover. I mean, it could be a rumor. Well, quick reminder, $1 million deals. Now, these are supposed to be the names of the song. Quick reminder, $1 million deal. One call, been getting it, duffel bag, cocaine, businessman, never a drought, buy your hood, could never, moving sloppy, approaching AB, no features for a reason. Now, this is allegedly, this is supposedly something that had leaked on the internet today about, I don't know. So I have to say allegedly. But now listen, I found this, if this is true, it seems to me, now I had not heard anything. I hadn't heard anything about him supposedly dropping the album, but I find it weird that he would drop an album, on the heels of all of this controversy. I think he's trying to capitalize. Me personally, I think he's trying to capitalize off of this stuff with Pooh Shiesty. Okay. If this is supposed to be a leak, okay. You know, he putting out another album. He said ain't nobody right, because the last time he put out an album, what was it, on Young Dolph's birthday? And I mean, I guess he thought that he was, you know, being funny, trying to overshadow the young man's birthday. And I mean, what happened? Not a damn thing. Okay. So the album didn't do anything, but I believe this alleged CM11, and like I said, it's supposedly leaked, and they got supposedly all the songs that he's supposed to, all of the songs. Quick reminder, it's got the big Jook chain. Quick reminder, $1 million deals, one call, been getting it, duffel bag, cocaine, businessman, never a drought, buy your hood, could never, moving sloppy, approaching AB, no features for a reason. I don't know. It might be some truth to it, y'all. It may be some truth to it. I don't know. But if it is, I'm gonna get ready to upload it so y'all can see it. If it is, I feel like he's trying to capitalize off of this situation with Shiesty. That I feel like that's exactly what he is trying to do. Shit. As he tried to capitalize off of everything. Okay. Hold on one second. This is supposedly, now allegedly they're saying this is the album cover. Usually where there's smoke, there's fire. So hold on for a second, you guys. Hold on 1 minute. I'm gonna let y'all see it. Vanessa sent me a video today. I'm gonna show y'all. Vanessa sent me a video with Black Youngster in it. I'm gonna show y'all in a few minutes. Hold on, y'all. Let me see something. Did it come through? Okay, here it is right here. Okay, so y'all, they're saying that this is the cover right here. Okay, allegedly, this is the cover. Okay. So he's holding the big Jook chain or whatever. I guess that's a representation of his brother. All right. And you know, with the the list of songs, I didn't upload that. That was in the second page, but y'all heard me talk about the list of songs. Like I said, if this is true, I feel like he's trying to capitalize while his name is coming up in this situation with Pooh Shiesty, all of on the heels of all of the misfortune and the unfortunate that is happening with Pooh Shiesty. He feels and deems that this is a good opportunity to capitalize. Okay. That's what I think. He feels like this is a good opportunity for him to capitalize off of the misfortune that is happening with them. Okay. A lot of people might not agree with that, but I really don't give a damn. Okay. Now, I also wanted to talk about, I found something interesting, you guys. Now, Pooh Shiesty was denied bond today, okay? And Vanessa sent me this, and she probably, I'm sure she saw it on, well, she got it off of the internet, okay? And I think this is an old video, okay? But I'm getting ready to show it to y'all. I'm getting ready to show it to you all. Now, that's Pooh Shiesty right there. So that's an old video because he still had a low haircut. Behind CG, that's something you can't get shot for. Project baby from KG, that's who I bought the watch for. Niggas name and pay. I guess they was at a video shoot. Put a K behind GG. That's you can get shot for.
Go with your money, don't do a shop at these dirt. Wet, pumping a lot, a little beat taco, protecting my body. 5-7 Ruger for the whole guy. Shoot out the public, I'm stepping on solid. Shoot out the public, I'm stepping on solid. Catch you in the club, you get stripped for your wallet. You know me and gang win with that time roster. We should show head off the box. I got all my outs, now behind the sun bounce. They know they murder my heart. All the old heads seem to think I'm dumbfounded. Cause I come out with that top. We smoking on our fresh, she to a dollar. Smoke on the brain, take the water through. My niggas go snatch a straight, go hit your block with shit.
You know, Black Youngster been crazy. Okay. He been crazy, but I guess they was at a video shoot. That's something Taco the Goon put up. It's got to be old because that's when I forget the young man name that was signed to not unless they got cool again, okay. But I think that's old because Shiesty had a low haircut and all of that, okay. Now they're saying that the feds blocked, and it happens all the time. They what ends up happening is this is how it works. Normally with Shelby County will hold an inmate for another county, right? Yeah, he says the John Super Old J90 and yeah. Yeah. They'll hold an inmate for I think either 10 or 14 days. I forget. Now, Big 30 paid $100,000 bond. Okay. I'm sure that they was going to extradite him anyways. A lot of times they don't tell you, okay? They won't tell you that. He paid the $100,000 bond, and they're saying that after he paid the $100,000 bond, Texas put a hold on him, and more than likely at some point they're going to extradite him to Texas. Okay, I thought no, because I think he made the bond in Shelby County, so I think 30 should have known that. I think he should have known that because the crime was committed in Texas, right? So he was here. I mean, the crime didn't happen in Tennessee. So I would think that they was basically just holding him anyways if he was still in Tennessee for Texas to give them the opportunity to come and extradite him. But I guess he was going to pay bond and try to get out or whatever and be out. But they normally always do that. Those are the tricks that they play, state and federally. They will let you pay a bond, and then once they see that bond is paid, another state will put a hold on you. And it's looking like that is exactly what happened with 30. Now, I know I had said that I feel like, with 30, they may give him like a slap on the wrist or something like that. I don't know, you guys. I'm looking at this now, that they have put a hold on him. And as I don't know, I think Texas definitely has a point to prove. I think Texas definitely has a point to prove. Okay. So I don't know, you guys. I don't. It may be just as bad for Big 30. It may be just as bad for him. So, especially if he's going to be accused of kidnapping, okay? Because I think that's what they're saying, that allegedly he was the one standing at the door, allegedly, okay? And he is the one that may, that kidnapping is a serious charge, okay? And so even if it is something that may seem minute to us, if they want to send a message, they're gonna dog walk them. They're going to dog walk them. So, hey, I kind of figured that would happen because it happens all the time. They'll let you pay a highest bond, and then another state will, the state that wants you, because they went and indicted him based on what he did in Texas, right? I'm surprised our horn let him, because they were going to extradite him anyways, right? But I don't know, that's kind of weird, but like I said, it happens all the time. You have these young men, they'll go and pay a bond, and then once another state that's interested in them, especially if it's a felony, they see that bond has been paid, they'll call that county that you're in immediately and say, hey, put a hold on him and send the paperwork over. And they think that they're getting ready to get out of jail. Okay. They think they get ready to go home, but then they find out that they have another hold on them. Now, 30 had to have known that he was going to have to go back down there to Texas, you know. Hey, it's kind of, it's not, I would say that it's weird, but it happens all day, every day, because I've seen it, especially, you know, when I was working for the sheriff's office. Those dudes would their families and stuff would go pay them high buns, and they think that they get ready to go home. And then they would have us to do I forget what it was called, when you add on. They would have us to do like an add on, because I worked down in the when I first started working for the sheriff's office. I worked down in intake for about 9 months, and I think it was an add on. And I worked in release, I worked in intake, I worked in IDFP, so I worked in all three of those areas. And so hey, it always happens, and they never tell them. They already, I'm trying to think if it shows up. Now 30 is is pretty famous. So I don't know. Hey, straight to the point. So I hate that for 30. I really do. I hate that for 30. I hate it for Pooh Shiesty too. I hate that they got themselves caught up in this situation. But at the same time, they gotta know that they're gonna have to pay some retribution. And I think in Texas, like I said, because you think about the controversy that has been happening in Memphis, and I really believe, like, Texas and states like that are kind of strict, they feel like they have a point to prove, because they go, okay, well, they down there letting them have their way in Memphis. Okay, they down there letting them have their way in Memphis, and we got to show them that what they doing in Memphis, we're not gonna have that here. And so that's why I say I really believe, I knew from the start Pooh Shiesty was gonna have it hard. Like, before his bond was denied today, I knew that it was going to be denied, because I really believe they're gonna put Pooh through hell. Okay. At this point, I don't know if they've said who Pooh Shiesty's attorney is. Does he have an attorney yet? I don't know if that's something that they're working on. They better ask for leniency and take the best. Yeah, I think that would be the best thing for them, especially dealing in Texas, because if they decide to go to trial, they are going to make an example out of them and probably try and give them life. Um, like I said, they know the world is looking. They see all the shit that's been happening in Memphis, all the stuff that they've been getting away with. And in Texas, they just as racist down there. To them, the audacity of them to leave Tennessee and think that they can come in our state and do something like that, we get ready to show them how it's supposed to be done. Okay. I feel like that is the energy, because that is the energy that they took on when a lot of the refugees from Katrina, I remember looking at that documentary, went to Texas and they were committing crimes. And they said they thought that they were going to be sitting up in our jail for 30 days if nobody came forward, because they was used to doing intimidation tactics. And after 30 days in Louisiana, they set you free. He said, we had to show them, and we had to tell them our laws are different. You're not getting out in 30 days. We're going to prosecute you, and you're going to do a lot of time. And so I feel like that's the exact same thing that's happening, that's going to happen with them. Okay. So like I said, I was definitely not surprised by Pooh. And remember now, the federal, the FBI made sure that they said that Pooh Shiesty was the ringleader. They have deemed him the ringleader, so they definitely making him stand out. Okay. They're trying to say that he was calling the shots and all of that. Okay. Somebody was saying, I don't know if it was Govan or whatever, said that Pooh had told him don't kill him or something like that. So I think they're going to do them dirty. Like I said, okay, so Bradford Cohen. So is he from Texas? Straight to the point. Is Bradford down there in Texas? Oh, okay. Let me look up his attorney, Bradford Cohen. Let me see. Not unless they get somebody that, that's in good with the judge or something like that. Um, okay, they say he's one of the top 8 criminal defense attorneys in the U.S. Former president of Criminal Lawyers Million Dollar Advocate Club. Okay, so he's one of the top 8 in the United States. So, maybe he'll be able to help him out. Oh my God, if he's from Florida, he may not get no respect down there in Texas then. Cause they do that too. You bring in another lawyer from out of town. I will say this. I think I can go on record of saying this right here. With the way that Manny came into Memphis and made those prosecutors look bad, I think I could safely say this. Manny and made the judges look bad. Manny could not come back into Tennessee at all and easily win another case. I don't think that he could. I'm telling you that now. I don't think he can come back in. I think the odds are going to be against him as it relates to the judges, and they're going to put a top prosecutor there to because when he come in here from now on, it's probably going to be federally. Okay, so he'll be over there at the federal building. It's a different game. Um, and I and them they definitely stiff necks over there as far as those judges are concerned. But I think they're gonna give him hell, the judges and all. So I don't think it's gonna be a walk in the park because he made the prosecutors look too bad. Okay, so I think that from this point on, especially in and around Shelby County, Manny Aurora is not going to be able to come into Shelby County and the gang not be hard on him. Okay, I'm telling you now. That's what I think I could safely say that. And so I said that to say this: when you have attorneys that come in from other states, anywhere else, and there's no politics or anything with the judges. A lot of times they kind of treat out of towners kind of dirty. That's true. Tennessee state lawyers who did Govan case aren't competent. No, they definitely were not competent at all. And here's the thing, Manny was talking about how they was able to get so much stuff thrown out. They did. This is what I do know. When defense attorneys file a motion to have something thrown out, um, the prosecutors get the opportunity to write up a response on why it should not be thrown out. They get the opportunity to argue that. Okay. But you got to know the law to do that. Okay. That's all I'm saying. They didn't even know how to write up an argument. They didn't even know how to do that. So um it's definitely a dirty game. It is. It's a dirty game, but it's gonna be interesting. Like I said, I hate this for Big 30. And I know a lot of people get mad at me when I say that. Y'all know I was just showing what was supposed to be allegedly Yo Gotti is putting out an album, child. I think the last album Yo Gotti put out was on Young Dolph's birthday, probably about 2 or 3 years ago. Now all of a sudden, because of Pooh Shiesty and them are getting all of this publicity and his name is involved in it, a lot of people are looking at him. He feels like this is the opportunity to capitalize. Okay, maybe he should pay for Pooh Shiesty. Is he? I wonder if he's paying for Pooh Shiesty's lawyer. I doubt it. Okay, but he feels like that this would be the opportunity for him to capitalize. I know people don't necessarily like it when I talk about Yo Gotti, but I have issues with Yo Gotti because I feel like a lot of these young men make really bad decisions. But I do understand the mindset. It's not being soft. It's just knowing that these young men come from backgrounds where they didn't have a whole lot. If you go over there in the areas that they've lived in, you'll know that they didn't have a whole lot. And so when you start dangling fame and jewelry and money and stuff in their faces, of course they kind of fall prey. Okay. Um, and I feel like Yo Gotti has been at the root of this because of his ambition, right? I just think that he has played the game very dirty. Now it's okay to be competitive. I think it's okay to be competitive, but I feel like that he has played the game dirty. It's another thing when when you help to promote this genocide in your city. Me, I feel like you're supposed to have some type of loyalty to your city and to your people. And that's one of the reasons why I stay on top of his neck. When people start bringing out a lot of the things that people do, it don't have anything to do with them being jealous, okay? Because I'm not a jealous-hearted person. It's got everything to do because I'm a very passionate person. That's why I fuss and shit all the time because I'm very passionate about things, especially as it relates to our community. You know, I have a loyalty to our community. I do. I have a deep loyalty to our community to the point of when I start seeing people in our community destroy our community, I feel like something should be done about that. If they refuse rehabilitation or anything like that, then it has something else has to come. And I just feel like, you know, with the position that he's been in, he could have did something differently. Okay, if you see a city, your city is already in a state of emergency and impoverished and all that. Why use your money and power to continuously fund wars, right? You come to Memphis and you set up businesses in Memphis for your family and stuff. That's basically hijacking the city when all you do with these young dudes, okay, is start wars, okay? It shouldn't have been no issue with young Dolph. He should have been happy because he couldn't do it all at another young man making and grooming young black millionaires in a city that he knew that he had grown up in and was poor in, right? He know the politics of the city. He knows everything as it relates to the city, the struggle of the city and all of that. The city, he should have some type of loyalty to a city that helped to put him on before anybody ever knew his big head ass. Okay. He should have at least that type of loyalty to it, where you know what, the people in the city has, you know, our restaurant, it's the people in the city that keep their restaurant open. My sister's daycare, it was the people in the city that kept that daycare open. Okay. When he was coming up, it was the people in the city that was going to them hole in the wall clubs before a lot of these young dudes that he's helping to mislead and funding these wars were even born. So he should have a loyalty because it was a lot of their parents that's in the club. At least if I don't fuck with them, I still got a love for my city. I can't do my city like that. Instead, you go pay for a hit on young Dolph because of your jealousy. Okay, and people don't want to call that out. Okay. So that's one of the reasons why I feel like as a woman, I shouldn't be the one that's sitting up here all the time talking about, well, Yo Gotti was wrong. When it's a lot of other men that know damn well they should be saying, look, hey, I don't want to take, it just, when people say I don't want to take sides, I got issues with that too, especially when it comes to a matter of right and wrong, right? You can't sit on the fence when it comes to right and wrong. You can't straddle the fence. It's a lot of people in their grave because somebody wanted to sit their ass on the fence. As I've always said, I don't like fence riders. Okay. Some people ride the fence so much they got splinters up their ass. Okay. So I don't deal with fence riders and I don't deal with jellyback people. You got to make a decision. Look, bruh, I like you, but I got to stand on the side of what's right. And what they did to young Dolph wasn't right. I mean, it wasn't nothing right about it. What they're doing as it relates to these young men, it ain't nothing right about it. And what's so hurtful is a young man could go that had the world at his feet, could go up into a studio with his father who gave him life, right there with him, and he allowed it to happen. What kind of world do we live in, y'all? You know, I just think that we don't talk about these things like we are supposed to. Like, as a woman, I shouldn't have to be the one hollering, hear ye all of the time. You know, the men are supposed to be leading the communities. And I'm not trying to take no dig at, because there are a lot of great men that do, but as it relates to this rap community, I don't see no damn body leading shit. A bunch of damn fools. They letting money lead them, and it's leading them right off of a damn cliff. It's a damn shame people chasing money so much that they ain't got no brain. They just like a damn goat. They chasing the money, and they walking right off of a cliff and crashing out, chasing money. They don't even realize where they going. They just grabbing that money and jumping off cliffs, trying to grab the money and killing themselves. So that's why I say there has to be some type of change within our community. Like it's really messed up, right? I hate that happened to Pooh. I do. I hate he did that to himself. Okay, but there has to be a renewal of the mind. It's a damn shame. Like, as a woman, I will feel a certain way, and I'd probably be cussing him out. The damn daddy. If that was my baby daddy, I would be, every time he called, I'd be cussing him out. You motherfucker, you would let our son go up in there. I'd be calling it, he need to feel bad. Because see, the first thing people say, well, you know, he grown. No, you don't let your son do that. That's why you have to develop some type of foundation and respect level as it relates to your kids. Yeah, you know, you want them to come and tell you everything, but there has to be a separation of friendship. Now I'm the daddy now. I'm the mama. Okay. And if that is developed, your kids will listen to you. Okay. They go wayward, you know, they're grown, but your voice is supposed to always be able to be heard. And that's really supposed to be the voice of reason, because we love our children, right? We love our kids. So, like I said, I hate that happened. I think they get ready to put them boys through hell. And I think this is just the beginning of I just think it's just the beginning. Okay. I think it's the beginning of the end for a lot of stuff. I do. I think it's the beginning of the end for a lot of stuff, y'all. But anyway, y'all, like I said, I hate this. I do. I hate that this has happened. And I've been hearing quite a few people. It says Pooh said he shoot just like his daddy, right? Checkmate says there's no evidence. Well, you know, I can't say that there's no evidence. You can't just indict somebody and there's no evidence. See, people say that all the time, Checkmate, and I'm not trying to, you know, go back and, you know, I'm not, this is me. I'm not trying to argue with you or anything, but folks say that, well, you know, there ain't no evidence. You gotta have, you can't just indict somebody and there ain't no evidence. You think about, there were other people there. Okay. Somebody was assaulted there. I mean, there's evidence and pictures of the after the assault. You had other witnesses there that was involved in this situation, right? So you cannot just say, well, you know, there's no evidence. You cannot go and get an indictment if there's no evidence. Okay, and I know the first thing they're gonna say, well, you know, that they went and indicted Govan. There's a difference in there not being any evidence and the jury feeling like there was reasonable doubt. I think people kind of get that mixed up. In their minds, there was some, they didn't say he was innocent. They just said that the defense attorney did a good job of creating some type of doubt. Okay, that's what they said. So, because even with him, I believe what Cornelius said. I do. I believe what he said. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. I was gonna do a video on this, you guys, but I didn't. I didn't feel like editing a video. Yes, everyone, please hit the like button for me. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. But I think it's a darn, it's a darn shame for those of y'all that's just coming in here. The rumor is that Yo Gotti is, I'm gonna pull it back up again, is putting out, getting ready to drop an album. Supposedly it leaked. And of course, y'all know I'm gonna say it like it is. I feel like if this is true, then what he's trying to do is capitalize um all of this stuff with Pooh Shiesty. Um, hold on one second. I'm gonna pull it back up. Now they're saying that this is the album cover. They're saying that this is Yo Gotti's allegedly album cover. And the songs on the list is, let me reach out the songs for y'all that's just coming up in here. The name of the songs on the list is let's see here. Um Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna read it to y'all. Quick reminder, $1 million deals, one call, been getting it, duffel bag, cocaine, businessman, never never a drought, buy your hood, could not be now, y'all. Ain't it sad that I can never come in here and just do a live without some motherfucker messing with it? Ain't it sad that you got grown people that get on here and do this to try to sabotage? It ain't but 85 people on here. Every time I get on, this is what they do. They try and sabotage my live. Okay. And I'm about tired of it. I am. I'm about sick of it. It's been going on a long time. And it's got to be a stupid motherfucker that's mentally ill that will consistently get on my live every time I get on and try and sabotage my live. Okay. He says, checkmate, read the complaint. They got more than enough to convict. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Okay. But like I said, if if this is true about Yo Gotti, okay, if this is true, he's doing it to try and capitalize off of what is going on with Pooh Shiesty. Okay, that's how I feel about it. Aaliyah said, I remember when I was coming up, rappers used to rap with a purpose or with a meaning, like KRS-One, Public Enemy, etc. This new generation of rap is all about killing, unalive, and drugs. That's exactly what they promote. That's exactly what they promote. And I think it's sad that you have a lot of older dudes that help these dudes to crash out. Now, I'm not saying that Pooh Shiesty's father don't love him. I would never say anything like that, but um, some of these men and women, okay, because a lot of the women are just as bad. Yeah, I don't know what is going on. A lot of the women are just as bad now as these men. Okay, they're just as bad as far as this parenting and stuff is concerned. They kind of push their children, as I was saying before. They kind of push their kids um, to they push their kids off of the cliff as long as they are benefiting. Okay, as long as they're benefiting. So you all make sure y'all hit the like button. Okay, like I said, I was gonna do a pre-recorded video, and I was like, I don't feel like editing, so I go on and do a live. Checkmate says, Owens, I'm not trying to go back and forth with bad energy. It's just this is what was said by judge and count. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe, okay? Please like, share, and subscribe. Feds don't show their entire hand. Lawyer. Yeah, the lawyer is just doing his job. Of course, every lawyer is going to say that they don't have any evidence. Remember, Straight Drop lawyer said the same thing. He said, "Well, we ready to go to trial." He was like, "I'm so confident about this trial." Remember, Luke Evans said that, and I'm ready for them to go to trial with what they think they got. So he tried to make everybody feel like that they didn't have anything on Straight Drop, and we saw all of the evidence that they had on him. And so that's just something that defense lawyers say, right? That is their job to say that the prosecutors are lying, that they don't have they got a weak case. You know, their um they have to make their client feel like that they can win the case for them so that they can pay them. Okay, they're not going to tell them that you doomed to hell and that you should just take a plea deal. Hell, they want to go to trial. There was no reason why Straight Drop should have went to trial when Straight Drop had the court appointed attorney. And I ain't trying to make this about him, but I often think about that. Okay, when he had the court appointed attorney, Ganguly, Ganguly told Straight Drop to throw himself a lifeline, and he had him to the point of pleading out because he was realistic. Okay, Ganguly is known as the plea deal king. He knows how to get good deals. Now, Straight Drop was not gonna get a real good deal. Okay, he was gonna always have to do a whole lot of time. But if you make them go to trial and you already know you're guilty and they got all this evidence and they trying to get you to because as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think I could talk about it now. With Straight Drop get yeah, they was gonna work out a really good deal with him from my understanding. Um if he had given up some of the others that they knew that was involved, right? They had him to that point of doing it when he had Ganguly. When I think it's weird that when they had him to the point of doing that, that's when Luke Evans was hired. Okay, that's when Luke Evans was hired. I respect that. This just general dialogue. No bad energy at all. Lawyers do what lawyers do. And that is what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to always say that my client is innocent. Unless there's so much evidence and you care um about the client, you're supposed to let them know, bro, I can't. We're not gonna be able to beat this. I think it's a good thing if you go on and take a plea deal. Luke Evans didn't do that. He wanted the money and he got it, and he knew he couldn't beat that. Mm-hmm. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Um, he says it said I remember when I was coming up. Yeah, y'all hit the like button for me. But I wanted to talk about that because I hate that for Big 30, but I figured that was going to happen because it happens all of the time. Hold on one second. Let me show y'all. And everybody's talking about it. Big 30's 100K bond has been paused after the judge ordered to stop his release, and he would now be transferred to Dallas. So, Lord have mercy. And people get to talking about Now they saying that this is supposed to be a real video. It might be. Let me show y'all this. They saying this is 30 on the yard, y'all. This is supposed to be a real video.
Told y'all, Boosh, ain't nobody lying shit like that.
You know they got that camera on him. He don't want to be seen.
Told y'all, Boosh, ain't nobody lying shit like that.
I don't know if that video is real or not. It might be real. It might be. He said, read the statement from Arthur Thornton. He is trying to separate 30 from incident and said 30 seen an incident but had involvement. Okay, let's see. Let me see if I can find that. I know he did a video. On April the 4th, he said he doesn't have a criminal history. He's been making music for a number of years. He and Pooh Shiesty came up in the music game together. They were very close and made music together. It's just sad that this happening right now. I just hope that people will wait to pass judgment. Um, I don't see I don't see the recent statement. Okay, did you send it to me via hold on, let's see. He said he sent it to me. Let me see, you guys. Send it to me on Facebook. Let me see. Somebody said they sent it to me. Hold on. Okay, I see. Let's see. Hold on, you all. Somebody sent it to me. Let me see. Okay, it says new development. Okay, I see it says new development in Gucci Mane Pooh Shiesty kidnapping case. It says as folks in hip hop communities and beyond are still trying to come to grips with the shocking kidnapping and gunpoint robbery of rapper Gucci Mane that was allegedly pulled off by fellow rapper Pooh Shiesty. New details have just been revealed, and now we're hearing from Shiesty's team. It says, if you remember, we previously told you that Shiesty and 7 others were recently arrested in connection with the kidnapping and robbery that took place as a Dallas studio in January. Shiesty legally Lontrell Williams Jr. and his father Lontrell Sr. allegedly orchestrated the plot in an effort to force a contract release. During the robbery, the father and son, along with the additional suspects, allegedly took off with Rolex watches, cash, and other jewelry. If convicted, they could all face um, life in prison. Now it looks like Shiesty's lawyer is pushing back on a narrative suggesting that the case may never hold up in court and isn't as open and shut as folks think. He also insinuated that what the victims in the case claim happened may not be what actually transpired. Speaking to TMZ recently, Bradford Cohen said, "We're going to examine we're going to examine the accuracy of the statements from alleged victims in the complaint and what those individuals allegedly told them." He added, "I'm not sure those individuals said what is said in the indictment." Arthur Horn III, a lawyer and for rapper Big 30, a childhood friend and music collaborator with Shiesty, also responded to the allegations. For his part, he tried to distance his client from the incident and made it clear that the only thing Big 30 was guilty of was showing up to the studio to record. However, Horn did note that there was clearly a situation between Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Mane. What's more is that per Hot 97, just before Shiesty was arrested for the alleged kidnapping and robbery, he was sent an eviction notice for the Dallas area luxury condominium where he and his father live. The notice cited a series of lease agreement violations that stem from multiple instances where guests of Shiesty's were flagged for having overwhelming marijuana smells, unauthorized tenants, animals, and more. The eviction notice was reportedly served in the weeks leading up to Shiesty's arrest, but it's unclear whether he and his dad had left the apartment. Well, see, people tried to say that he was evicted because he couldn't pay his rent. They're saying that he was in violation of other things, like smoking marijuana. I do know now with a lot of apartment complexes, they don't want you smoking marijuana inside of the apartment or the condo. They'll tell you go outside on your balcony or something like that and smoke it. And they said animals, unauthorized tenants. So he had a lot of unauthorized tenants living in the house, animals, and more. It does not say anything about he could not pay the rent. He violated the lease. So, but people were saying that he was mad at Gucci because he couldn't pay his rent. But they're saying right here that he violated the lease. So if Pooh is claiming non-guilty and Arthur is saying something happened, that's a conflict of defense. Yeah, it is a conflict of defense. It is definitely a conflict of defense. I think with the way these Texas folks gonna want to try to lay it to these boys, I wouldn't be surprised. These lawyers, they have some type of camaraderie, but these lawyers are strictly going to be for their client. They're going to do whatever they can to try and get their client off. So, Art Horn's loyalty is not to Pooh Shiesty. He is not the one that's paying him. Art Horn's loyalty, 30's loyalty is to Pooh Shiesty. Yep. Stan G said where he was. There are a lot of young mob members there too. Oh wow. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe, okay? Hey Tyranny. How you doing, darling? Hold on, you all. You all, this is Pooh Shiesty's lawyer right here. Y'all, this is Pooh Shiesty's lawyer.
often, but when I do, I have a great valet there. I think his name's Silver, the best. Ironically, Offset was shot in the valet area that has a ton of cameras. So they're going to have everything on video. They're going to be able to see who, when, and why someone shot Offset or how that whole thing happened. I think there's some video emerging of him arguing with another rapper. The more interesting thing...
I don't know. It seems like to me he likes to do blog talk. It seems like to me. Okay. His lawyers did a press conference today. I'm trying to find that. Pooh Shiesty's lawyers did a press conference. Let me see if I can find it.
Jr., who you guys said goes by the rap name Pooh Shiesty, for the entire hearing in the very small, tightly packed courtroom. And after back and forth from the prosecution and the defense, the federal judge said that she found probable cause in the alleged kidnapping and robbery charges that Williams Jr. faces and involving Atlanta rapper Gucci Mane. And as the FBI special agent was giving testimony, I could see Williams Jr. shaking his head multiple times in disagreement with all of the allegations being laid out against him. This incident happened back in January, and federal officials actually charged and arrested multiple individuals, including Williams' father and another rapper known as Big 30 and other suspects last week. Williams has a record deal with Atlanta rapper Gucci Mane under the new 1017 record label. The FBI says that Pooh Shiesty pointed an AK-style pistol while demanding to be released from his contract. Investigators say that they were able to track Williams from his ankle monitor and photos suspects allegedly posted on social media. In court, Williams Jr. legal team argued that there's many holes in the FBI's narrative of what happened.
We didn't hear today is there is no contract, this mystery contract. They have no contract. They have no video of this alleged signing of a contract. They have no guns. They have no jewelry. They have none of that physical evidence. What they have is they have allegedly 5 individuals, one of them being a very well-known individual that is allegedly cooperating with the government and making these allegations against my client and many more.
I asked Williams Jr.'s lawyer about his client still violating the terms of his ankle monitor. Bradford Cohen, who you just heard from, said that he is allowed to be in certain places, but today was not the time to defend that part of the allegations. Williams has been on an ankle monitor for a previous federal case of conspiracy and drug trafficking back in 2022. The ankle monitor was placed on him in October of 2025 when he was released from federal prison. The FBI also admitted that they have not interviewed Gucci Mane or any of the other alleged victims, saying that DPD was the responding agency to this crime in January. And as of right now, they have not questioned them. They said they'll talk to them at a later.
More details on what happened, Stephen.
Let me see if I could. Greyface said that they asked Art Horn if 30 would cooperate, and he said that they're not going to rule
said
it
today
out.
that I thought were fascinating were that it took 3 months to build a case, and I think the reason for that was because the statements that were given on the evening that this occurred were very questionable. I think the way that the statements were made, what was made, what allegedly was witnessed, and what wasn't witnessed, I think gave great pause to the FBI. The FBI doesn't take 3 months to arrest someone if they believe everything that was said on the night that it occurred. They were involved the first night, and then nothing happened for 3 months. In addition to that I thought was quite embarrassing was that an FBI agent says they don't have the resources to keep their eye on an individual. This is allegedly an individual that committed a crime that they then didn't watch to see if the guns were present, if the jewelry was present. And what didn't we hear today? What we didn't hear today is there is no contract, this mystery contract. They have no contract. They have no video of this alleged.
I hate I couldn't see it. I'm gonna have to find the whole video. But here's the thing, though. I mean, his lawyer is saying exactly what he's supposed to say. There's no he's saying there's no contract, there's no video, but you know, Orange Mountain Quest said he saw the video. Okay, not unless he telling a lie. You have people that say that they have seen the video, that the video is out there. So looks like it he says looks like they don't want nothing to do with Pooh Shiesty. Yeah, Art Horn is probably going to try and separate Shiesty. He's going to try to separate Shiesty. I'm trying to see if they got the whole video. I mean, he didn't really answer about, why his client says feds don't have to tell you everything. That's true. They don't. And he said, if it happened, why did they wait? Well, maybe it's because they was collecting some stuff. So collecting more stuff, because here's the thing, you can't just go and indict somebody based on what somebody say. I mean, that's hearsay, she say. That's he say, she say. If that's the case, we all would probably be jail would be a revolving door for all of us if somebody could just go and say, well, listen, this person did this to me, and then they just be arresting folks. There has to be something there. So like I said, that's interesting the way that he's coming in, but he still didn't deal with why about Pooh Shiesty violating, right? Why was he violating? Now, what I just read, they claimed that Shiesty was living in Dallas. I don't know how true that is. And supposedly he didn't get put out of his apartment, as people are trying to say he got put out of his apartment. He didn't get put out of his apartment. They're saying that he violated the terms of the lease. That's what they're saying. He violated the terms of the lease. So it's going to be interesting to see if, because they're saying it was seven other people, or 7 people total. You don't hear them saying anything about the other people that's involved in this. I'm sure they're going to have public defenders, probably, because federal attorneys are very expensive. Most regular attorneys do practice, do take federal cases, but they charge more for those federal cases. So, like I said, it's going to be very interesting. Hey, Nene Loyal. Owens Capital says, yeah. So, says someone was asked if Big 30 will cooperate. So, I don't know, you guys. Like I said, all of this is something. And then, like I said, one of the things that really got me was, the rumor that Yo Gotti is getting ready to drop an album. And I mean, he can drop an album if he wants to, but the timing is kind of suspect to me. He's definitely, if this is what it is, he's definitely trying to capitalize off of this debacle with Pooh Shiesty and with Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Mane. Okay, and I mean that makes him look like an old thirsty Negro. Okay, an old thirsty Negro. So, but all of this stuff is interesting, you guys. All of it is going to be interesting to see how this turns out. But I knew that Big 30, I figured that you know they will block Big 30 from getting out because, as I said, it happens all of the time where they will block somebody. Okay, it happens all of the time. So um yeah. Anyways, y'all, I said I was gonna stay on here for an hour because I didn't feel like doing a video. Hey, T Baby Sanders, I didn't feel like doing a pre-recorded video and uploading it. I'm going to it's been an hour, it's an hour, 5 minutes. But it's gonna be interesting. I'm going to be watching to see if Yo Gotti actually puts out an album right now. Okay, while all of this controversy is going on. So that he could, you know, get more streams or whatever. Um, as far as Big 30 is concerned, I'm not shocked that they did that. I'm not shocked that they blocked him from getting out because he's gonna have to go um, and pay his, you know, retribution as it relates. The crime happened in Dallas, so we knew at some point they was gonna send for him. So um, he was gonna have to go before the Dallas court. So they just blocking him because I don't know. They probably think he's some type of risk. He's got to go to court down there anyway. So who knows how this going to work out? But at first, I was thinking, well, Big 30 they may go easier on Big 30 than they have on than they do on Shiesty. But at this point, y'all, because they're not even mentioning the other dudes that was involved. Shit, I'm sure, like I said, they're gonna have public defenders, and they might need to worry about them because they're gonna get the talking. Okay, they probably gonna be the ones to get the talking, especially when they start looking at them football field numbers. So all of this is gonna be interesting. The attorney is trying to say that there is nothing out there, but at the same time, I mean, you hear people on the streets of Memphis say that they looked at the video. Okay, so like I said, that's interesting within itself. But anyways, you guys, I got to get off of here and get ready for work. Get ready for work tomorrow. But I appreciate you all tuning in, popping up with me for these few minutes. I'm gonna try to drop a video before Big 30 didn't get out because he broke his phone, which is interfering with a federal investigation. Well, they said that the judge down in Dallas. The phone, I mean, anyways, I'm gonna try to see if I can pull some paperwork tomorrow. Anyways, you guys, I love you all. I want you all to please like, share, and subscribe, okay? I'm gonna try to do a video before I go to work tomorrow, a pre-recorded video. I love you all. I'll talk to you later.